Hi everyone, welcome to my page. So they say that change begins just outside your comfort zone. And today, boy, did I see that as the truth. I went to an open mic event today. It was the first one since COVID started. First live music event. Picked out a couple songs, brought my guitar, was all ready to go. When I got to this open mic, I definitely felt like I did not belong there. I was the youngest person there, and I was definitely the least experienced person in the room. And that's okay, because when you challenge yourself to be better than you are, you want to be surrounding yourself with people that bring you to a higher level. So in that respect, I was in the right spot. But I just did not feel like I belonged there. And I sat and I waited. I watched everybody perform, waited for my name to be called on the list. But in the meantime, as I'm watching everybody else, my anxiety is growing really high. It's interesting because I do like to sing. I like to perform with other people, but I really don't like to perform by myself. I'm not one that likes all the attention on me. It actually makes me feel a little uncomfortable. But I do this, again, to kind of push myself to grow as a musician and to eventually get to my goals in terms of music. So as I sat there and the anxiety was just growing and growing and growing, I debated leaving. But just happened to have had a guitar lesson earlier today, and my guitar teacher just was saying to me today, actually, how the hardest part sometimes is just showing up. And I showed up. And since I showed up, I had to just follow through with my plan and perform. It didn't matter how anxious I was or how overwhelmed I was by watching everybody else. So I got up, I did my thing, and honestly, I hated every moment of it because I was by myself. Pretty much everybody else that was at this open mic tonight brought other people up on the stage with them, and so they weren't by themselves. I was the only performer who actually sang and played by myself, so all eyes were on me, which is something that makes me really uncomfortable. But I still did what I went there to do, and I played 3 songs, and I really was so uncomfortable the entire time. And then I was done, and I just watched some of the other performers and went on my way. Sure enough, I find out that somebody was live feeding me onto Facebook, and somebody else tagged me in that. But because I was uncomfortable, I did not feel like I did my best, and I don't like to put anything but my best out in public, especially on video where somebody can watch it over and over again. And I asked for that video to be taken down. My amazing daughter was with me, and she reminded me that, you know what, I was the only one brave enough to get up on that stage by myself. Everybody else felt the need to bring somebody else up there with them. So that was one thing I needed to do to change my mindset, was realize that even though I was uncomfortable, I was pushing myself outside that comfort zone, but I was the only one brave enough to actually do it that way. So I made it through. I'm still standing. I can talk about it. It's not the end of the world. But I did face my fear that was growing more and more by the minute as I sat there waiting my turn. So understand that even when you have anxiety about certain things, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do them altogether. You should still try and give it a try. The worst that can happen is you don't do your best, and you might be a little disappointed in whatever it is that you're trying to do. But if you take the steps forward in trying to do something that makes you uncomfortable, you never know what amazing things can come from that opportunity. So keep working at it. Face your fears, do it anyways, and maybe not right away, maybe not immediately, but after you've had time to process it, you'll realize that you should be proud of yourself for putting yourself out there and doing something that scared you anyways. And that really is a great feeling to have, rather than feeding yourself with the anxiety and skipping out altogether. Because then, from my own experience, if I've backed out of something because I felt anxious about it, then I kind of beat myself up over the fact that I didn't even try. So, face your fears, even if it scares you, regardless of the outcome. You're not going to die from the experience. You may not be happy with the outcome, but you'll have faced your fears, you will have done it anyways. And when you realize how awesome that is, you'll be able to be proud of yourself for just trying.